So I want to show you guys how to make a brush holder. The only things you're going to need are 2 pieces of wood and some wood glue and a drill. And what I've done, as you can see, is this is a 2x4, and 2x4s are actually, they call them 2x4s, but they're actually 1.5 inches by 3.5 inches. But it's just a construction stud. It's real cheap wood, and this is cut to 14 inches long. And then I've cut this piece of plywood 14 inches long by 5 inches. So it's a big rectangle of plywood, which is 5 inches long, 5 inches this way and 14 inches that way. And then what I did was I drew a line down the middle, and I drilled a bunch of holes with a big 1-inch drill bit, as you can see, right on the line. And it doesn't have to even be perfect. You can see that I've wiggled it a little bit. Doesn't matter at all, but just try to basically drill them in that pattern along the line down the center, and then cut the board right through the drill holes as I've done, and now you've got 2 pieces. Now notice that the center of this is slightly off. In other words, one of these is slightly taller than the other, and that's by design. And the reason that I like it like that is because if I put it together like that, once we put it together, we're going to glue those 2 boards to the side like that, and then when you set your brush on there, it has a very slight lean to it. As you can see, there's a very slight slope, and the reason that's nice is because if you're using brush dip or you've got medium in there, the drip's going to stay in the end of the handle. So after you've cut it, the easiest way to, you don't need screws or anything. All you got to do is stand it on its edge like that and just put a little bit of glue here. Doesn't take much. And after you put a little bit of glue, stick that one on, flip it over, put it, and that's even probably more glue than you need. This glue is so strong. And then after you've stacked them up on top like that and you've lined it all up, just put a brick or some other heavy object on it to kind of keep it all together. And watch it, once you put the brick on it and the glue, sometimes the board will drift, as you know, it sort of hydroplanes on the glue. So come back and check it in 5 minutes and make sure that your little boards haven't drifted. But if you make each one line up exactly with the bottom of that 2x4, then when it's all done, you know, you've got a perfect little brush holder. And then paint it. You know, you could paint it, stain it, sand it, whatever you want to do. The other thing you could do is you could make a much more elaborate one than this. This is super simple and easy, and that's why it's designed the way it is. But if you wanted to put legs on it, or a base, or you know, whatever you wanted to do, you could, you know, come up with all kinds of designs. This is my own design, which has got a real small footprint, and you can keep brushes and even heavy brushes on one side, and it's not going to tip over. You put rocks in here. But those are available at Geneva Fine Art. But this one here, if you don't want to spend the money on that, it works great. The big advantage to the Geneva one is it keeps your brushes up high so you can still utilize your whole table. And this one, you know, it's down low, and it's going to take up a lot of table room. But, you know, you could actually build your own legs or whatever you wanted to do, depending on how much work you want to put into it. But get the glue on there, set the brick on it, and you're done. And then stain it or paint it or whatever you want to do. And that's it. That's how you make a brush holder.